Should you use automated bidding inside Google Ads? It's a question I see quite often where people are wondering, should I use manual bidding to have, really tight control over the specific cost per clicks of all the different keywords inside my campaign? Or should I switch over to a more automated bidding strategy? Because with the way Google Ads is going, everything's becoming a lot more automated. And we're just going to run you through that in this video. And the difference between what manual and automated bidding is that manual bidding is basically where you have really tight control over the specific cost per clicks of your keywords inside your campaign, for example, using a manual cost per click bidding strategy. Whereas automated bidding, you're basically giving Google a lot more control. But in this video, I'd walk you through exactly what I would do when setting up a new campaign and exactly, what way to go about your bidding. Because you definitely do want to have some sort of control over, what you're paying per click and so on at the beginning. But at the same time, the manual cost per click bidding strategy is quite outdated for the most part. And I have made quite a few videos already on the channel about which bidding strategy you should use and the difference between, maximize clicks and max conversions and so on. But I'm just going to give you a brief overview now of exactly how I'd go about bidding if I was making a brand new campaign from scratch. And what we want to do is that we are going to switch over to a more automated bidding strategy. But at the beginning, we still do want to have some kind of control. So to do that, we're going to use maximize clicks, which is an automated bidding strategy at the very beginning. But we're also going to have control over what our maximum cost per click is going to be for all the keywords inside our campaign. But we don't have to manually go through each keyword and decide a separate cost per click for each one. We're just going to give ourselves a maximum cost per click in general for any clicks that we get. So at the beginning, the first thing you'd have to do for a campaign is your keyword research. So you go into Google's keyword planner and enter the location that you'd want to be targeting for your campaign. And let's just say this is for, any service-based business. We could go with, maybe a plumbing business, for example. So we start putting in keywords like, plumber near me, plumbing company, and so on, and then just get results. So we're going to use this to see, what our cost per clicks can be expected to be. So that way we know what our cost per clicks, our maximum cost per click bid limit should be. So this way we're going to have still tight control over, what we're going to be paying per click, but we're not going to have to do, the old manual way when we can just set, an overall maximum cost per click bid limit. And you can see here that the top of page bid on the low range would be anywhere from around £1 all the way up to, 6 or 7. But in this case, you want to look at the top of bid high range for the most part, so that way you know that you're not bidding too low and that you're going to be able to get plenty of clicks for your campaign. And judging by the high range of these keywords, if you were to set your maximum cost per click bid limit of somewhere between 5 and 6, then you'd know that you'd be getting enough traffic to actually see impressions and get clicks inside your campaign. So the first thing I would do when starting any new campaign is starting it with a maximize clicks bidding strategy, but with a maximum cost per click bid limit. And the reason why you want to set this as high as you're comfortable with doing so at the beginning is that you're going to be able to get enough traffic to actually get a decent amount of conversions early on. And the idea with this is that, if you're flexible enough with your maximum cost per click bid limit, bear in mind as well is that this is the very maximum amount you're going to be paying per clicks, but you will still get a lot of clicks for under this as well. And if you set your daily budget then to 10 times your maximum cost per click bid limit, you know that you're going to have enough budget to get at least 10 clicks per day. And if you can drive that traffic then to a landing page where you can ask them to call you or fill out a form that converts at about 10%, which is a reasonable conversion rate for any service-based business, then you're going to be able to get one conversion per day for your campaign. And if you're able to get one conversion every day, then that means you will have about 30 conversions at the end of the first month. And then that's when you'll be able to switch over to maximum conversions with a target CPA, and you can start bringing down your cost per lead from there. But this works best when you're a bit more flexible at the beginning. So what I'd recommend doing in this case, if it was, for the plumbing campaign for Dublin, for example, is that I'd set the top of bid high range somewhere between, 5 and 6 euros. So let's say it's €5.50 is what we're going to set our maximum cost per click bid limit to. and then set our daily budget to 55 per day, which would be 10 times that. So that way we know we're going to be able to get at least 10 clicks and one conversion per day. And as long as you are targeting high buying intent keywords that are an exact match, because you want to be making sure that the actual search terms that you appear for are all highly relevant, then there should be no issues getting these first 30 conversions in the first 30 days. And at the end of the first month, you should have your 30 conversions at a cost per lead of about 50 or maybe even less in this case, because you want to say that if you're getting one lead per day, then whatever your daily budget is, you can expect your cost per lead to be a little bit, around that or below that. And then what I do, as long as you have that amount of conversions, or maybe even a bit less, if it's between minimum 20 is when I'd consider making the switch over. There's a lot of debates like online about this, about when you should switch over to maximize conversions, but you do want to do it straight away because you don't want to be running like a max clicks campaign forever. But as long as you have 20 to 25 conversions or more within the first month, you'll be able to switch over to maximize conversions bidding. And what you want to do then is set your target CPA for around what you are already paying per conversion. So let's say for this campaign, if we were getting a cost per conversion of about €50, then that's what you want to set your target CPA to at the very beginning, even though that's not what you want to be paying per lead in the long run. But as long as you're flexible with Google at the beginning, it's going to be so much easier to bring down your cost per lead and optimize your campaign over time. Because if you're too aggressive with your maximum cost per click bid limit or your target CPA, then you're just not going to be getting enough impressions to get conversions in the first place. But when you do make the switch over and you're flexible enough with your target CPA, you're going to start seeing consistent conversions for that amount or even lower. And then you can start gradually lowering your target CPA by about 10 to 15% month after month. And within a few months, you'll already have a much lower cost per lead than you did at the very beginning. So just to recap, I'd start out with maximize clicks rather than, manual CPC at the beginning, where you are using more of an automated bidding strategy, but at the same time, you still have control over your cost per click without having to manually do this for every single one of your keywords. And then I'd set your cost per click bid limit high enough so that, you're able to get a decent amount of conversions within the first month. And then as long as you have enough conversion data after the first month, or even let it run on a little bit longer if you need a bit of extra time, then that's when you can make a switch over to maximize conversions with a target CPA. And when you're setting your target CPA, then just make sure that you're also a bit flexible with this at the beginning, but then you can slowly bring this down month after month. And then it usually is by like month 3 or so is that, you're starting to get a much lower cost per lead and you can continuously optimize from there. And everything you do inside your campaign when it comes to your search term analysis, optimizing your keywords, ads, and landing pages, and so on, the more you optimize all these with the more data you get, these are all going to help you bring down your cost per lead, which is going to help you be able to give yourself a lower target CPA. And if you'd like to check out any of our other videos on how to optimize your Google Ads to bring down your cost per lead, or which bidding strategies to use inside Google Ads, for example, going into more details on, how these maximize clicks and maximize conversions bidding strategies work, feel free to check those out as well, as this is just more of a brief overview on what I would do if starting out a new campaign. And if you do have any questions at all about anything we mentioned in this video, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you like this kind of Google Ads related content as well, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video.